Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Darrell saga. On today's episode, we're gonna move on to a new witness. He is gonna be talking about the Waukesha Catholic group that, if I recall correctly, that's one of the most affected in number of persons hit by Darrell Brooks. Thankfully, none of them passed. I know that there was one lady that got really, really severe injuries, but thankfully she was able to make it. But yeah, this is it's bad. But we're gonna look at the testimony of the father. But before that, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It really means the world to be able to speak with you and that you guys take a little bit of your time to hang out with me. But yeah, I just want to say thank you. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the video.
All right, the state may call its next witness.
The state call Father Matthew Witter.
Matthew.
The first thing I will have you do is state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
My name is Matthew Witter, Matthew, and then last name Witter, Widd as in dog, ER.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Sir, how are you employed?
I'm the pastor of the Catholic community of Waukesha for four Catholic churches in the city of Waukesha.
And what are those Catholic churches?
So St. William, St. Joseph, St. Mary, and St. John Newman. We're also associated with Waukesha Catholic, the school.
Okay, thank you. And when you say the Catholic community of Waukesha, 4 parishes, and you're the pastor at all 4?
Exactly, yep. There's 4 of us priests. I'm the pastor. There's 3 other priests and a team, that kind of works together.
So you actually do sermons or services at each of the 4 churches?
Yep, exactly. So we'd, the 4 of us priests kind of go around and exactly wherever we're called to be. We're kind of on a bit of a rotation, but we're at all those 4 churches.
But that makes sense that there was a lot of people in that group because it's basically 4 churches plus the Catholic school. So that's why there were so many of them.
To your attention to November 21st of last year, were you at the City of Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Exactly. I was the Catholic community of Waukesha Catholic. We're walking in the parade.
Okay. And when you say, were there just one group of people, or when you said the school and the church?
Yeah, we were one group.
Okay.
One group.
Did you have a float or anything?
We did not have a float. There was a banner, and the banner was kind of being carried at different times by a different amount of people, but otherwise we were walking different proximity to the front and back. We were spread out a little bit.
Approximately how many people were in that group that day?
Probably between 40 and 50.
Was there any type of formation?
There wasn't like a,
As always, Darrell Brooks just looking at papers, having no idea what is going on, not even paying attention to what the priest is saying, because we know that he's gonna ask the same questions to that they're asking right now.
I think at different times we were probably closer together, at different times we were more spread out. As the praise went on, I think, some people walk faster, some slower.
And no uniform, or did everyone wear the same type of shirt or sweatshirt?
We didn't have, no, it was somewhat cold, so we had different, kind of, trying to stay generally speaking warm. We had some little, very small kind of lights that we're kind of carrying, very small, just kind of that sense of, not everyone had them, I didn't have one, but that sense of kind of bringing the light of Christ into Christmas. And
Thank you. I'm going to
And that's very good. I mean, you don't need to have all the extravagance of the uniforms and the headbands and all that. They just wanted to show the community that they were there and they were happy to be at the parade. That's good.
show you a variety of exhibits. First, I'm going to publish them or put them on the screen in front of you, and I'll direct your attention there. I'll ask you some questions about them, okay? So first I'm going to start with Exhibit 129. And let me know when you see that exhibit in front of you.
Okay, yep, I see it.
Okay. And have you seen that picture before?
Yep, I have.
And do you know who that was taken by?
I believe it was taken by Jason Peckloff. He's at least the person that I saw the picture from, so it was probably circulated, but yeah.
Okay. Do you know what?
So Darrell Brooks is not gonna be able to ask, how do you see it, if you didn't know who took it, because he know who took the picture.
When it was taken?
That was taken before the parade started with some of the group.
Okay. So this wasn't all the people in your group?
Not everyone, but a chunk of people.
Okay. Are you familiar with pretty much everyone within this picture?
Yep.
And there are names that are associated with certain people who we are considering injured parties in this matter. Do you see those names?
I do.
Do you see the arrows that are associated between the people and the name?
I do.
Can you briefly look at that and let me know if those names are correctly associated with the correct people?
Yeah, to the best of my ability. Juan Marquez is kind of in the back. That's a difficult one to say. It's probably him. On that angle, I couldn't say like 100%, but very, very probable.
And look how honest the priest is being. Like, he could have said, yeah, I know all of them and all of them are correct, but he is going the extra mile to admit that, you know what, I don't see him that well in the pictures. He may be, he may not be, but I'm kind of sure that he is.
I would ask the court to admit Exhibit 129 into evidence and publish it for the jury. Would ask the court to publish.
What do you mean objection to the relevancy? The picture is relevant because it's the people that you ran over during the parade. They're identifying those for the jury.
The objection is overruled. Exhibit 129 is received and permission to publish is granted.
Can you briefly kind of go over the people who are named and their relationship with the other people in this picture? For example, I see some kids with the last name Perales Alvarez.
Exactly. Yep.
Can you kind of describe what their relationship is to one another?
Exactly. Yep. So Yamilet and Ashley, and then next to them unnamed is Yashleen. They're the daughters of Maria Alvarez Dominguez, as his name. You just say Alvarez Perales, actually.
Okay.
And then Jose Perales Alvarez.
Okay.
So those are connected there.
Okay.
And then
and it seems that most of these people come from Latin American families, or at least on the past, because we use both last names. That we put our dad's last name first and our mother's last name second. So that's why you see two last names there. I have four names. I have two, first name, second name, last name, and second last name. So my name is kind of hard to say all at once.
Benjamin and Elliot Hallmark are siblings. Some of their other siblings are there too.
Okay.
Gregoria Romelia, she usually goes by Romy Perez, and Camila on the far left. That's mother and daughter.
Okay.
And then Juan in the back, his son David is up front. His head is kind of ducked to the side.
Okay.
So those would be the relationship connections.
How about Adair Lopez Revelar?
Objection, leading the witness.
Adair is
Hold on, there's been an objection. I need to rule on it. The objection's noted. It's overruled. And you may answer.
so Adair is his mother Marisol was also in the parade. She's not in the picture though.
And how about Maria Alvarez Dominguez? I don't know if you addressed her yet.
Oh, yeah. Maria is she's the mother, and I forgot Eileen. I know I was missing someone. Eileen is on the far right. So Eileen with the A, Yamilet, Ashley and then Yashleen, who's doesn't have a name box by her. They're the kids of Maria and Jose, who's got just barely see the red hood.
And does this accurately reflect kind of the clothing that they were wearing while they were marching in the parade on November 21st of last year?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm now going to direct you to Exhibit 128 because I thought So can you identify the person depicted in that photograph, 128?
Yeah, so as it says, that'd be David.
Okay,
He'd be
so
one
that
of the
is correct.
younger kids.
He was kind of hidden a little bit in Exhibit 129, so I wanted to get a better picture of him. I'd ask that this be admitted into evidence. I'm sorry, was this taken on the day of the parade? Does it appear?
It would definitely appear. I'm not familiar with the picture, but it would definitely appear.
That appears to be the street that you guys
Exactly.
walked on
Yep,
and the clothing
definitely.
that he was
Objection,
wearing.
leave the witness.
And remember that this happened a year ago, and he haven't seen this picture, so it's kind of difficult to remember something that someone was wearing. I don't remember what I was wearing yesterday, and I was wearing it, so it could be difficult to do that. But also check it out. We made it to over 400 objections in 6 days. And we're not done. We still have this witness and another one today.
Overruled. Father, do me a favor and just wait until the question is fully asked before you answer it. I know it can be very easy to anticipate, but the very nice lady in front of you is taking down a record of everything that's said, and it just makes her job a little bit more difficult if that happens. It's okay. So hopefully his answer was clear. If not, you can re-ask.
And I'm sorry, that accurately reflects what you believed you would have seen on November 21st of last year.
Yes.
I would ask that Exhibit 128 be admitted into evidence and published to the jury.
Objection.
Exhibit 128 is received and permission to publish is granted. The objection is overruled.
Now, I'm also
Look at that. He's like, of course it's overruled. And I don't know what he's writing. I truly, honest to God, I don't believe that he's writing questions that he wants to ask later. He's just doodling.
going to then show you on the screen in front of you Exhibit 121. Let me know when that's showing in front of you.
It is.
Okay. You had indicated that in front of the group was a banner. Is this consistent with what you're seeing, or can you describe generally what you're seeing in Exhibit 121?
That would be our group, somewhat close to the beginning of the parade route. So that's the banner. That's Bob carrying it on one side, and Jason Peckloff, as is noted, on the other side, where there's St. Matthias in the background. St. Joseph is kind of right in front of that, towards the beginning of the route.
Okay. And there are other names that are associated with people. There's a box with their name with a red arrow going from the person to the name. Are all of those correctly diagrammed?
Camila certainly is. Jason certainly is. Adair certainly is. Maria certainly is. Juan, I couldn't say definitively that that's him. And Jose Perales, I believe that's him, but I couldn't say definitively on that particular angle.
Okay. And with
Also, you're going to notice a lot of jump cuts while between the attorney asking a question and the father answer it, and that's because I cut a lot of the time that he was just staring at the screen. So I just to make it move faster, because there's a ton of exhibits that we have to go through.
With regard to Jason Peckloff, specifically, since we've identified the other people in this photograph through Exhibit 129, that is Jason Peckloff, and he's correctly named in this diagram?
Yeah, definitely.
Objection. Everybody was not positively identified.
I would note that the witness identified most with certainty, others without. So the jury should just keep that in mind at this point. I don't believe there's been an offer, though, or a request to receive it just yet. So I'll withhold any of that.
And Your Honor, I'm going to move Exhibit 121 into evidence, ask that it be published with the understanding that Father Witter...
Okay. I was waiting for this part, because this is the time where he started staring at the roof. I don't know what's up there. I've been trying to watch. I mean, in my room, there's a TV there, but I don't know what he's looking at. I believe that that's the clock, because by this point they've been in the court a ton because they're trying to make up time from yesterday. But I believe he's just waiting for the day to be over, and it's far from over.
Indicate that Jose Perales Alvarez and Juan Marquez, it would be consistent, but he cannot say with 100% positivity that those are those two individuals.
Objection. It was not said with certainty whatsoever. The answer was he's not sure.
Exhibit 121 is received as noted by the state. Permission to publish is granted.
Sir, again, in looking at this exhibit, which is 121, other than Jose Perales Alvarez and Juan Marquez, which you indicated you weren't positive about, the other people whose names are and arrows are on that picture, you can positively identify them?
100%.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to
Very nice, Father. 100%. So Darrell Brooks doesn't have any sort of doubt about them.
show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 122. And again, is this consistent with a picture that was taken at the very beginning of the parade where the other picture was taken from?
That's correct.
Okay. And there are two names associated with two individuals on this picture. Can you positively identify that those individuals are the people in this picture?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overruled.
How is that leading? She's just asking about people on the exhibit and if he knows them. There's no leading there.
Yeah, William Mitchell and Yamilet Perales, that would be 100% certain.
Thank you. I would ask the court to admit Exhibit 122 into evidence and publish it for the jury.
Exhibit 122 has received permission to publish. Granted.
And again, this accurately reflects the identity of William Mitchell. If you can just circle William Mitchell in the photograph, it is a touch screen in front of you.
I should.
And Yamilet Perales Alvarez. Thank you. Moving on to Exhibit 123. Can you identify the individuals who are named in this exhibit?
Objection. The names are on there.
That's not what she's saying, Brooks. She's not asking, oh, those, do you know those people? Do you know the names of those people? No. She's just asking, can you identify them?
Question was whether he could identify the individuals who are
Thank
named.
you.
So
That's a big arrow pointing to here.
your objections noted. It's overruled. You may answer the question.
And why you didn't bring this up earlier? All those exhibits so far has had those giant arrows to the people.
So each of the people, Benjamin Hallmark, that arrow is correct. Maria Perez, that is correct. That is Luke Hallmark. Marisol, that would be Marisol, and then Gregoria. I would say 100%. I would attest to that picture.
And again, does this look to be taken in the same vicinity as the other pictures I've shown to you?
Definitely, it's towards the beginning of the route. Exactly. That's probably St. Matthias right there, and St. Joseph be right in front of us.
I'd ask the court to admit Exhibit 123 into evidence and to publish it for the jury.
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled. Exhibit 123 has received permission to publish is granted.
Is the picture of people that you ran over, Brooks? It is relevant.
Again, sir, I'm just going to ask you to circle the people associated with the names as I call them out. Benjamin Hallmark, I think you had previously identified in Exhibit 129, but where is he? And if you can circle him. Okay. And Maria Perez.
Maria Perez.
Luke Hallmark. Marisol Lopez Gutierrez.
Marinos are from
Dario Romelia
Basie.
Perez, I think you said you know her as Romy.
Yeah, she also goes by Romy.
Thank you. I'm now going to show you State's Exhibit 124. And let me know when you see it, I'm sorry. And just this again, looks like it's taken from the same angle as the prior exhibits. Do you see the name of Elliot Hallmark and Father Pat Heppy?
I do.
And are the arrows associated with the people that you know as Elliot Hallmark and Father Pat Heppy?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overrule. You may answer.
Yep, 100%.
Thank
Those
you.
those would be correct.
Thank you. I would ask the court to admit Exhibit 124 and publish it for the jury.
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled. Exhibit 124 is received and permission to publish is granted.
You guys think that at this point it's just muscle memory to object to everything for relevancy? Because so far, none of those objections have gone through. So I would think that your brain will be like, dude, this is not working. Let's not do this anymore. But I guess his brain works different than mine. Mine works.
And again, just to clarify for the jury, Elliot Hallmark, can you circle him? And Father Pat Heppy, can you circle him? Now, was he one of the other three pastors?
Exactly. Yep, Father Pat is the pastor emeritus in the Catholic community of Waukesha, so he's one of the four of us priests.
Okay, thank you. And finally, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 125. Let me know when it's on your screen.
Yep.
And the final two of the people that we did not identify in that first picture, Exhibit 129, Lori Loken and Margaret Pekulis, and she goes by Peggy. Do you see them in this picture?
I do.
Are they correctly identified?
They are.
I'd ask and again, this photograph is taken at the same location as the others?
Yep.
Okay. I'd ask the court to admit Exhibit 125 and allow it to be published for the jury.
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled. Exhibit 125 is received and permission to publish is granted.
I wonder what will he do? How will he react when one of his objections for relevancy works? You know, because so far he's been able to struck one video from the record. So maybe his goal is to try to struck as many as he can. Maybe. I'm thinking here, I'm dying thinking about a theory that will make sense.
Thank you. If you can circle Lori Loken and Margaret Pekulis. Thank you. We can take this exhibit down. Do you recall as you were marching or walking in the parade, what group was in front of you?
The group in terms of we were the Catholic Memorial Group was the group in front of us. Behind us were the dancing grannies.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was looking for. What at some point?
Look at the dead stare from Darrell Brooks. He doesn't know what to do at this point. Like they just recognize and identify every victim of that group, and he had no way to stop that.
Was your attention drawn to something during the parade? Something unusual?
Yeah, so we were all of a sudden kind of heard a scream, and my experience was I turned to my left, and there was a red SUV just flying down the road. My next experience would be kind of hearing it, kind of striking people.
And I'm gonna just, because we have to put on the record that you put your fist to your
Yeah,
palm of your
just,
hand, making a striking noise.
Yep, just kind of like a
Objection, leading the
pounding
witness.
sound, I guess you'd call it.
He's not leading the witness. She is putting on the record, your sacred record that you love to mention. She's putting on there that he did that. That's not something you can see on the record. And also, Darrell Brooks, if I have my mind in Darrell Brooks mode, so I will ask him, how can you see a car flying through you? Cars don't fly. So why did you say that it was flying? That's not possible.
Overruled. The description may stand. Keep going. Next question.
How many times did you hear that?
So for
Objection,
me,
leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer.
I heard 2 times.
Where were you when you were marching in this group? Were you on, as you're walking down Main Street, were you on the right-hand side of the group, which would be, I don't know why I can't get this right. The right side would be, I believe, the north. Or were you on the left-hand side of the street, which would be the south? Or were you in the middle?
I was more towards the right-hand side of the street.
And did you look back? And you said you looked back and saw the red SUV, correct?
Yeah, the way I would describe it is if the car would have hit me, it would have hit me. I kind of saw it as it was entering into our group.
And the 2 impacts that you heard, did you see those impacts?
My mind blocks that part out of it, so I couldn't say who was hit in those impacts. What I could say is that my next encounter was that there were 3 people from our group that I don't believe would have been the ones with impact that were lying more or less right in my immediate path.
And that's completely fair. We heard testimony about it with another witness that she also blacked out that part of the event because no one wants to remember that. Your own brain doesn't want to remember that.
So 2 right in front of you on the right-hand side of the street,
Yep.
as you testified?
On the right-hand side. Those are the first, the 3 people that I was right by then.
And before that car went through, were those 3 people on the ground?
Definitely not.
Where did this impact take place? Do you know approximately where on the parade route?
Yeah, so it would have been past Prairie Insurance. There would have been, I believe it's Main Street Bar and Grill, and then there's kind of an unnamed bar, and then there's Planned Parenthood. So those would be it's kind of a Main Street, between Main Street and that kind of unnamed bars where it happened.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked and admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 15. It'll not only be, I'd ask that it be published as well.
Go ahead. Exhibit received.
Objection, how many times do you need to publish the same picture?
As many times as they needed, Brooks. You had other times where you want to play a video over and over and over. Remember when you were trying to say that there was a honk in some video and there wasn't, but you were so sure that you kept repeating it over and over? It's the same. They're going to use the exhibit as much as they need to.
Your objection's noted. It's overruled.
Of course.
On this picture, there are different groups that appear to be on this picture. Can you describe, what does this appear to be a map of?
Yeah, that would be Main Street. That'd be our groups, the groups of the parade.
And do you see your group on this map?
I do.
Would it be in the left-hand side of Exhibit 15?
Objection, leading the witness.
Sustained. Hold on. Sustained. Please rephrase.
Where would you see, you said you saw your group, where do you see your group on this map?
On this map, our group is furthest to my left.
Can you circle it? And that would be in that arrow, or I'm sorry, that star that you circled, then is attached to a list of names. Is that correct?
Objection, leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it's fair that she's kind of leading him, but it's right there on the screen. I believe that she should be able to just ask him directly, is this rectangle the one that has the name of your group? But I guess due process.
Do you see a list of names and an arrow on that map?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer.
I do.
And where does that, do you recognize the names that are on that map?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer.
He got cocky now that he got one sustained leading objection. Now he wants all of them to be that.
Yep, I recognize all those names.
And it appears that approximately how many names are on that list?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overruled.
19.
Didn't mean to test you. And were all those people, to your knowledge, injured as a result of being struck by or indirectly struck by the vehicle in the parade?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. We can take Exhibit 15 down.
Hearsay would have been someone told you that those people were the ones that got hit in the parade. But that wasn't the question. He's asking about his personal knowledge, Brooks. So it's a fair question.
So when you looked around and saw the red SUV, did you hear the impacts first, or did you see the red SUV first?
I saw the red SUV just flying on the left side. I mean, flying is a relative word, but it was, going fast. It was going faster than anyone in their right mind would be driving in that scenario.
Could you estimate the speed?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
From being
When they ask questions about estimations and guesses, you can do speculation, Brooks. If you say hearsay, they're never going to sustain it because it's not.
on that street in other occasions and kind of walking over there, the speed limit is 25. The car, in my estimation, was going faster than I would see a car driving in normal times down that street.
So in excess of 25 miles per hour?
Objection, hearsay, leading the witness.
Not.
Objection, hearsay, leading the witness, speculation.
Hearsay. It's a clarification question. Your objection noted. It's overruled. You may answer.
I would say yes.
Now, when you said that you saw the red SUV coming to your left, I know you described your path of travel being on the right side
Exactly.
of the road. So it's to the left of you. Would it be more towards the middle of your group or to the left of your group? Or on the left-hand side of your group?
I would say it was on my left.
Okay. So you're not sure how far away it was when it passed you?
No, it was on my left. I was not struck. It was on my left. It wasn't.
Did you see who was driving the vehicle?
I did not.
After the vehicle, did the vehicle go past your group? Did it drive past your group?
I believe it did. I saw it just fly by, and my attention immediately was drawn towards the three people that were on the ground in my vicinity.
After the car went by, did you ever see the car stop?
I simply I saw the car fly by, and then the next thing I knew, there were three people in front of me on the ground. So my attention went right there.
Did you see anyone else on the ground after the car passed, other than the three people you initially saw?
There were other, so all around then there were different kind of, as time played out, kind of pockets of people.
Can you describe who you saw after the car went through who appeared to be injured?
So the three people that were in my path were Father Patrick Heppy, and then Maria Perez, and William Bill Mitchell.
Did they all appear to be injured?
Yes.
And did you meet with those people after the parade? Did you talk to them or meet with them?
Yeah, so my attention was really drawn towards those three that were kind of right there. Father Pat was, he was kind of completely knocked out, and then he kind of came to, and he was kind of put on the side of the road. And then I more or less stayed by Maria Perez on the side. She was in agonizing pain. There were some other people that came. William Mitchell was also there, also with severe injuries and major pain. So I more or less stayed there. And then Father Pat and I, we, being priests, we live in the same, we call it the rectory, or the house. So when he went into the hospital, I joined him to go. And then so my next immediate experience was going to the hospital and then encountering more of the people that were in our group who were already at the hospital.
So the three people you had direct contact with would have been Maria Perez, William Mitchell or Bill Mitchell, and Father Heppy.
That's correct.
Objection, leading the witness.
I believe that's what his testimony just was.
Correct. It's overruled.
But he didn't like that. He didn't like the father was in the hospital with Father Happy, which I love. I love that last name. Like being my last name being Happy would be so fun. But he doesn't like that because he will have personal knowledge about the injuries, so the hearsay objections are not going to come true.
And you went to which hospital?
So Father Pat was taken by a squad to Waukesha Memorial, so I joined them in going to that hospital.
Did you see any of the people that you had observed on that list on Exhibit 15 at Waukesha Memorial Hospital?
Yes, I did.
What observations did you make there of the people you saw?
Yep, so immediately I saw Eileen Perales, who was sitting off to the side with some facial issues and some other injuries. So Father Pat was he was placed in a room, and I kind of was helping Eileen a little bit. And then there was also Peggy Pachulis, was also in the waiting room already when I got there.
Did she have any observable injuries?
She had, her ankle was splinted already. She was waiting. And then shortly after that, then Benjamin and Elliot Hallmark were also in the general waiting room. And I ended up also seeing them. And then my next experience would be with the different situations in families, it became apparent that unfortunately some families were split apart in different injuries. And so I was with there was CAT scans that needed to be done on some of the children. So there were 4 beds. And I was, especially with Benjamin and Elliot Hallmark, their parents were out. And then it also turned out that Eileen and Ashley Perales also then were waiting CAT scans. So that would have been my next encounter.
What injuries did you observe on those individuals?
So at the time, I mean, Ashley had some, you call it facial lacerations and major injuries there.
And I think you already testified about Eileen. How about Elliot and Benjamin Hallmark?
Yeah, so they were both in, at the time they were getting checked out for brain situations. It was clear Benjamin had a major fracture in his leg, and also a major golf ball coming out of by his eyes. And Elliot also then had some injuries.
And you can tell that you don't need to be a doctor to be able to see those. These are external injuries that you either see them or they tell you, like, you know what, Father, my leg is broken. They told me that my leg is broken. So this is all personal experience for him.
And I'm just going to go through the remainder. If you saw them, or either that night or in the following days, let me know. And if you know that they were injured. Maria Alvarez Dominguez.
Objection. It's hearsay.
It's not hearsay, is it?
It's not hearsay. It's asking about his knowledge, not what he heard. It's
Thank you.
Answer the question.
No, the injuries will not be hearsay. At most, it will be speculation. An educated person.
Maria was injured. I don't know the full scope of her injuries.
Okay. And how about Gregorio Romelia Perez?
She was very, very, very severely injured. Major issues.
Could you observe what those injuries were?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
Pelvis fractures, and she was in rehab for about 4 months with still walking with a cane.
She still is walking with a cane?
That's correct.
A year later, and she's still walking with the cane. Because as we learned with the last witness, the pelvis is a really, I never thought of it, but it's a really delicate place because the blood flows through that. So it was a major injury.
Lori Loken?
Lori sustained some major heart issues, so she had a major procedure on her heart.
Marisol Lopez Gutierrez?
I don't know the full extent. Marisol was impacted. She suffered I believe a fracture, wrist fracture. Some other major soreness. She's healing.
Adair Lopez Gutierrez?
Adair was the car ran over him. He didn't suffer any major physical injuries, but was impacted.
Juan Marquez?
Juan suffered a major leg fracture. Has had a couple surgeries.
David Marquez?
David was struck, took on some bruising, but no major injuries.
Jason Pekloff?
Wait, they say Juan Marquez? I believe that's one of Darrell's, that's the Spanish witness that Darrell used. So we're gonna see him later.
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
Jason suffered a severe concussion and some ankle injuries, an ankle injury.
Yamilet Perales Alvarez?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. Go ahead. You may answer.
Jamilet was, came very close to losing her. Major head trauma. Was severely hurt.
Jose Perales Alvarez?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
Jose also was very severely hurt with leg injuries. He's had about 10 surgeries at this point. Still
And-
walking with a crutch.
And Camila Perez Gonzalez?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
Camilla had an orthopedic injury. She's had a couple surgeries.
Looking further. Thank you, Father.
Any cross-exam questions for this witness, sir?
I do.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it here, just so the video doesn't go overly long. But notice how nonchalant Darrell Brooks is with these injuries. Like, he's hearing about people a year later still having surgeries, still having issues walking, not fully healed yet. And that doesn't bother him at all because they're alive, I guess, because they're healing. So they don't matter, but they matter. Their suffering matters. Anyway, we'll see what he has to say on the next episode. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking here. I'll see you guys in the next one. But remember that you're great, that you matter, and that I'm really happy that you guys are here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.